Let's work out your financial freedom number.
Welcome back to the classroom, and in this exercise, you're going to take everything that you've learned so far, your financial statement, your budget, cash in and cash out, and work out what it will cost for you to be financially free. So if you ask the question, what is the cost of your financial freedom? What we refer to is an amount of money invested that can pay you out an income, a cash flow, money into your life from the return of that investment so that you never have to work again. The thing is, financial freedom can be broken down into 3 stages: financial security, financial independence, and financial freedom. If you look at it that way, what you're doing is you're taking the big picture and breaking it down into achievable steps, just like how we've been doing throughout this entire masterclass. So let's start with financial security. What is it? What do we need to feel secure? You see, the truth about life is we don't actually need a massive number. We only need that number to provide us an income so that we can live month to month, day to day, and spend money on the things that we want to spend money on. So if you look at your budget, the amount of money that you spend on the roof over your head, that is a security need. When it comes to security, we need the roof over our head, the food on our plate, the utilities, water and electricity, and all the things that we need to pay for so we can keep sanitized and stay healthy, transport and the costs of transport, as well as insurance. Insurance forms part of your security needs to cover the what-ifs in life. So the actual cost of being financially secure is if you can create the income to pay for all of those 5 things. So take a look at your budget today. So in the last lesson, I asked you to write down what you thought the cost of your financial freedom was. And I'm willing to bet that you wrote down a number that is way bigger than what you need. After this exercise, the true cost of achieving your ultimate financial freedom will be clear to you. It will be in sight, and most importantly, you'll be ready to take what you've learned so far, all of those emotions and feelings, and attach it to a target of money. Why I say target of money and why this is a number a lot of people aren't aware of to calculate and get caught up imagining that the cost of their freedom is larger than it actually is because we all have a different target. Not everyone wants a lavish lifestyle with boats and fancy cars. Some people just want to be free of debt, to be comfortable and have no financial stress, have no costs every single month to worry about working for money so they can pay for those costs. So I want you to look at your list of goals, your vision board, and the emotions your dreams bring out in you, and pull out your phone, because we can work this number out right here without getting fancy, and set yourself apart from everybody else that hides away from their dreams. So let's get straight into it. Financial freedom has everything to do with your cash flow. If you have the money coming in every single month to pay for your lifestyle and everything else you want, you are financially free. And there are 3 levels to getting there. Level 1 is called financial security. Level 2 is called financial independence, and level 3 is called financial freedom. But let's look at the most important one first, financial security. Question: how did it feel for you to have all of your security needs paid for the rest of your life? That's your home, utilities, transport, food, and insurance. With these things paid for, you are secure in life and wouldn't have the worry of being homeless or going hungry if you don't have an income. You are financially secure. So here's what it will cost from your budget. Write down the monthly payment or cost of your 5 security needs: bond repayment, water and electricity, transportation costs, food, and insurance costs. If you don't have a bond, use your rental expense. If you don't have any one of these security needs and plan to have some of them in the near future, then Google an estimated cost for now that you will soon incur to get an idea of what your financial security will cost you. Don't just leave it out. Let's use an example that you can follow through with. Bond repayment, 8,000 Rand. Water and electricity, 600 Rand. Transportation costs, 3,500 Rand. Food, 2,500 Rand. And insurance costs 1,500 Rand. That's a total amount of money you need monthly of 16,100 Rand. Right, now take that total amount of money, remember it's cash flow out, monthly, and times it by 12. This will give you the annual income you need for financial security. From my example above, that number is 16,100 times 12, which is 193,200. This is the amount of money you will need every year to be financially secure forever. So, how are you going to get that money every year without working? By saving, by investing, and by growing an amount of money big enough that will pay you on its growth the annual amount you worked out every year. How to specifically invest and grow money we will cover in the coming modules, but for now, don't lose focus, we're not done yet. So to work out how much money you need to have invested to pay you the annual amount you worked out every year, let's say you have an amount of money invested in a fund that safely gives you a 5% return per annum. Now, take your annual income needs, 193,200 from our example, divide it by 5 and times it by 100. That's 3,864,000 Rand. That's the cost of your financial security. That's the money target you need to hit to never worry about the roof over your head, the food on your table, and your security needs, which, if you think about it, is the expenses that make up the majority of most people's overheads. Security. It's that close. And I want you to take a moment and let this sink in, because if you really follow the steps and exercises and apply yourself through this masterclass, your financial freedom, your dreams, and the life you want to live on your own terms will become a reality. Through the rest of this masterclass, I will show you how to be laser focused on your mission and teach you the skills and mindset you need to complete your understanding to live on your own terms and how to manage money. So, what about level 2 and 3? Financial independence and financial freedom. Those are the next level up from financial security. Once you've reached security, you technically don't have to work, right? But maybe you do if you want to pay for more than just basic security needs. So what does your lifestyle look like? Now, I'm not talking fancy, maybe a bit of entertainment, time with friends and family, or eating out, a hobby of yours, buying clothes, the lifestyle items that you really identify with. How would it feel for you to have all of your security needs and some of your personal independence needs paid for the rest of your life without needing to work? From your budget, add to the list and write down the monthly payment or cost of entertainment and the simple pleasures in life that give you your independence. Here's an example you can follow through with. Financial security income need, from the last example, 16,100 Rand. Your entertainment bill, 500 Rand a month. Holiday savings, 1,500 Rand a month. Clothing, golf, both 500 Rand a month. Gym fees and subscriptions, 600 Rand a month. Add that up and that's a total amount of money you need monthly of 19,700 Rand. Times that number by 12 to get the annual income need, divide it by 5 and times it by 100. And you have 4.728 million Rand. That, my friend, is the cost of being financially independent, which according to our example is only 864,000 Rand more than your financial security number. So, let's talk about financial freedom. What is the cost of your absolute lifestyle? What are you spending money on? Imagine it. Is it fancy clothes, a supercar, a boat, donating 100,000 Rand a year to charity? Whatever it is. Let's say you want a Nissan GTR. That's a 2.5 million Rand car. Visualize this with me. At this stage in your life, you've built up enough assets to put down a sizable deposit. Let's say that's 1 million Rand, which means your repayments on that car will be about 25,000 Rand a month. Sounds like a lot, right? But remember, you are debt-free, your house is paid off. You're at a different stage in your life where you're probably working not because you need to, you are already financially independent, and so your income from the time you spend in the day doing what you choose to do is still available to you to do what you want to do with. Chances are at this stage you are using that income to feed your main stream of income, which is your financial freedom fund. So this supercar, the 25,000 Rand a month, times it by 12 to get the annual income number, divide it by 5 and times it by 100, and you've got a number of 6 million Rand. That's your forever car fund, and it just keeps snowballing. So add it all up. From our example, to reach financial independence, you would need to have 4.728 million invested. Add in the supercar fund of 6 million and you reach your true financial freedom figure of 10.728 million rand. That's the number that means you never have to worry about anything financial and you can live out your dreams. Now, let's compare that to the 23-year-old entrepreneur we mentioned earlier in the masterclass, and we can see that 10.728 million rand is a lot more attainable than 500 million US dollars, which he thought he needed to be financially free. I'll catch you in the next lesson.